Hey everybody, and welcome to Northernlion Tries Bloody Rally Show, which is a game that the elevator pitch is just extraordinarily up my alley. It is a top-down car racing game, really a rally game, I guess. Similar to kind of like Micro Machines. You know, you ever play any of those? At this point, a little bit more retro/classic 2D top-down racing games. Combined with roguelike elements, procedurally generated tracks, the ability to earn money, to get upgrades to your car to make it, you know, easier to drive in the future, or harder for your competitors to drive as you pick up weapons that destroy them. On top of that, there's a little bit of a Death Race 2000 sort of vibe going on here, where it's like a blood sport and you kind of murder pedestrians in order to build up your own nitro meter. So, we're gonna start a new campaign here. I actually played like an hour of this last night, which is very rare for me to play something before Northernlion Tries, but I liked the elevator pitch, as I said earlier, and also I found myself with some free time, and I had a good time. I am the Drift King. So I should have a little bit of an awareness of how to do this, or of how to play, I should say. But you'll see it as we move along here. I should mention, it's 20 bucks on Steam. It's 10% off for its opening week sale. I did receive a code from the developer/publisher, so thank you for that. Basically, there is a little bit of a story as well. We've been cryo-frozen, and now that we've awoken in like 2049, people love Group B-style rally driving, which is a little bit surprising, I suppose. There's like a RoboCop cyberpunk dystopia sort of thing going on here. Honestly, you know me. I'm not much of a story guy, so to speak. But I do love to drive car. So we will be, sure, let's be Colton Bates. And by let's be Colton Bates, I mean let's randomize Flynn Sims, Gavin Fisher, Silas McLaughlin, Pedro Harding, Grayson Strong. I can live with that. And please put my cutscene voice pitch at 100% low. So this is Nicholas Maryland. He's the director of the show. Basically, the conceit of the game is that, or the story at least, is that we're competing on a TV show, so we have to be entertaining as well. Basically, we're shanghaied into doing this, if that makes any sense at all. Like, we're forced to actually compete. Right now, we only have, because we owe them money for the cryo freezing. Anyway, I don't know if anybody even cares, but I figured we might as well say it to begin with, right? So the cool thing about it, it's going through a little bit of a load right now. It's generating the tracks that we're going to get into and the parameters involved in those tracks that you can see for yourself. Hopefully we're not blocking too much of the screen, but I don't know if there's a good place to put myself regardless. So we're going to start by buying a car, and unfortunately we can only afford the worst car in the game. Our first course here, 2 laps, costs 300 bucks to enter. I was trying to see if I could see more details about it, but anyway, let's just go in. And I gotta tell you, most racing games, like PvE racing games, I have not really... Actually, I'm gonna move myself top left, I think. Most racing games against the AI, I usually do relatively okay. This is one of the, and partly because, you know, it's not 3D, which is a little bit more, of a, I guess the modern way that racing games tend to be made is they're a little bit more 3D focused and you're either in the cockpit or the camera's behind the car. So there's been a little bit of a learning curve for me here. Yet at the same time, there's also, don't have me go to the tutorial just because I made one wrong turn, okay? The cars also handle, like, really well. Like, by well, I mean they actually handle kind of badly, but in a way that feels realistic. Like, the cars are... I hit an oil slick there. That screwed me a lot. The cars are heavy. There's real consequences for your actions, and, you know, I've been killed, so now I am just respawning. But I'm respawning in 7th place, which is a little embarrassing. Like, the AI is brutal in this game, dude. So you really, like, this is a game, you have to brake, you have to use your handbrake to get around corners, you have to look at what's coming up, and you also probably have to accept that, you know, you're not gonna win every race that you take part in. You gotta counter steer. Like, it's a really, really impressive kind of driving engine for what appears at first glance, at least, to be a little bit more of an arcadey sort of experience, right? There are weapons, and we can also run people over. We run... Oh, I missed it. If we run people over, it recharges our nitro bar a little bit faster. Excuse me, director. I'm already in last place. Do you think it might be possible for you to just frick off? Well, okay, I'm in second last, but still. Stop shooting me! Why? So really, like, I need to stress that this is, it's an unfair game. This is not a game that is really... Like, it doesn't want you to succeed right away, if that makes sense. At least in my experience. It's a game where you have to fight for everything. Now, I do wish the director would just frick off a little bit, okay? It looks like, realistically, we will probably come... Oh, well, we're gonna be killed real quick. So I'm really glad I hit my turbo on that one. This is the first time I've been victimized to this extreme extent by the director. Maybe I can pull out a 7th place finish here, but this is not going to be very good for my margins. Excuse me, did you just nut? He hit the nut button on me. I think we're not going to pass him. We're going to come in 8th. Okay, well, that's painful. My best lap was the worst lap involved. We could pay money to restart, by the way, but where's the fun in that? So we received 4 points and $2,200. The reason we got the $2,200 was actually, like, we got more money for 8th place than we paid to enter the event. That's very nice. We also got some money and experience for drifting as well. But you want to get as much, you want to level up as quickly as possible, so you really want to do well in the early races, you know? Hold on, give $5,000? Absolutely not. My hope is that maybe on dirt today we can do a little bit better. So honestly, like, the main strength of the game, and it might strike you as being a little unusual, but the main strength of the game is on... Please. Is the, Director, why? I thought I was on your... You had a vested interest in making me succeed. Now we're in a distant 8th place again. That's alright. However... We passed through the gates, we got a golden wrench, which I believe heals some of the damage dealt to us. We're not that far behind. We can come back to get a decent position in this. But the real strength of the game, to be honest with you... Oh, oi, why would you shoot me? I got my own gun now. The real strength of the game is honestly the driving engine. Like, the actual mechanics of driving in the game are really good. Way, way above what you would expect from, like, what appears at first glance to be like a 2D kind of like arcade racer. It's got a lot more going on than you would originally expect. Is that a porcupine? A porcupine just screwed me. So I still have a gun. It's got a little mix of combat racing and stuff, as you can see in here as well. Not every race has weapons, I think. Or if it does, I haven't seen them. And you can cut corners. However, you are penalized by a speed debuff. And occasionally you're forced to stop. Almost like F1 style if you cut the corners. So you do have to be a little cautious about that. Okay, I was a little heavy on the brake there. That's okay. Oh, I thought that was a speed boost. It is not a speed boost. I know, by the way, and here's the thing. All I would ask is, you know, if you've seen me play Forza on the channel, you've seen me play other racing games. You know, like, in video games, I know how to drive. I'm not suggesting I'm the greatest, you know, player of racing games of all time, but I've got some affinity and some awareness of how things work in these games. It's a lot harder than it looks, is all I'm gonna say. And they also, like, the physics are way heavier than you would expect from something. Like, you know, in Mario Kart, you bump into somebody. Oh, it's a homing hedgehog, I see. It's not necessarily, like, that big of a deal. In this, if somebody bumps into you, like, it's extremely going to... Director! It's extremely going to affect your race moving forward. So yes, I took a huge cut on that one. I'm hoping we can maybe finish 6th. 6th, okay. I'll take it. So we did level up to the point where we can get a turbo upgrade, which will make our nitrous a little bit better. So let's hit that. It'll cost us 1,200 bucks, and we could, if we do okay in this race, we actually might be able to get a new car at some point that might help us out, or we can continue upgrading this existing car. Watch out, watch, oh, not a great start. Not a great start, but we're still in first. Like, the unforgiveness of the AI drivers and the physics actually makes this feel more like Project Cars than Mario Kart or something like that, which I know is going to take people by surprise, that I'm saying that about a game that looks like it's much more arcadey. But that's what's kind of, like, most interesting about this game to me. Excuse me. Is that it is, like, a racing game. Almost, I don't want to call it a sim-heavy racing game, because I don't think that's... I mean, that's not even close to true, but it's way simmier than you would expect, based on the aesthetics involved. Alright, congrats, you got turbo. You think that makes you cool? It doesn't. Well, it makes you, like, a little cool. So I haven't really figured out, like... I want to stay on the best line, so I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go off the track to hit the pedestrians to get the turbo, but... we did it that time. I don't know, maybe it is the right play to do that. Hold on, a little bit of focus goes a long way here. Go ahead, Ravencore, if that is your real name. Isn't that a Harry Potter house? Maybe yes, maybe no. I mean, we're in second right now. I don't even... realistically, finishing in the top half is enough to get me excited. We finished third. I can live with that. We could have been a little bit more defensive at the end, but it is what it is. So hopefully we got a little bit more out of that we can use for ourselves. We made 4 grand. Probably not enough to buy a new car. Let me try that here. No, we need to be level 3 and have 20 grand. But that was we're about to be level 3 pretty much no matter how we do in this race. The only thing I don't know about the game so far is how long, like, the campaign loop is. Like, I don't know if you can play it, I don't want to say infinitely, but, like, you know, for an indeterminate length. Or if it's more like, hey, you know, a campaign is usually done in, like, 4 or 5 hours or something like that. So that's something I've honestly just got to plead ignorance on. Now, that was a turn. Unfortunately, also lost a little bit by not being on the asphalt for part of that. But hey, you know, being in third, I can live with that. I know you're also going to be like, look at the tutorials. I'm here to tell you, I have looked at these tutorials. Watch out for the oil slick. Dude, no, that's such a bad spin. Let me in. Thank you, thank you. They just keep popping up because I'm doing so badly. But yeah, like, as soon as I saw this game, and especially when I saw that it was, like, on the trending page on Steam, I was like, this is 100% up my alley. I love, in the same way I always talk about Battle Royales that get roasted. If you're not familiar, my opinions on Battle Royales are very simple. I love the format of Battle Royales. I hate that they're all first-person shooters because I'm just not very good at those kind of games. I feel the same way about roguelites, you know? I love roguelites. Now, on the other hand, on this one, I'm very familiar with Isaac, obviously, and Spelunky and Gungeon. Nice spin. And I sort of, you know, I understand those games. Yo, another third-place finish. Can't be too mad. But, you know, why not apply the roguelite formula to more stuff? An arcadey top-down battle racer strikes me as being very much up my alley. Okay, so now we're on our special race. I can afford an engine upgrade, so let's do that instead of buying a new car. We'll be close to a new car soon. So occasionally you also get bonus objectives. Hey, fart. I've been needing a bit more cash lately. Is there anything I can do? Listen, I'm fed up with you driving carelessly all the time. Do not hit more than 7 pedestrians. For your trouble, you will get $6,000. So I've had other bonus objectives pop up here, and sometimes you don't want to do the bonus objectives because the bonus objective is like, you know, hey, I'll give you 4,500 bucks if you come in, you know, one of the bottom 4 positions. But you're like, man, if I just came in one of the better positions, I would make way more money than that. I know what you're thinking. Why not just take a huge corner cut here? I don't think it's the way. What's up with this incredibly small car? You just performed a clean drift. I know. You don't need to tell me about performing a clean drift. So I'm also hoping that all this music was, licensed for the game. Otherwise, rip the ads on this video, but that's okay. It's a pleasure just to show it off, to be honest with you. Now, I will say, I think the main thing that, I don't want to say it's working against the game, but the thing that works against the marketing of the game to some extent is that a lot of people out there, to be honest, I think they just have preconceived notions about racing games. They're like, oh, I don't like racing games. And you're going to be like, you're going to feel called out by this. A lot of people feel like, racing games and sports games are a little lesser than other types of games. Like, if you showed them an RPG and a racing game, they would be like, well, the RPG is, like, more serious or more legitimate than the racing game. I don't like racing games. They're the same thing every time. Oh, but this game where you get to play a hobbit whose family got killed by an evil sorcerer. Oh, now that's new. That's something fresh. So I would encourage you, if you like what you see, but normally you're not much of a racing aficionado, maybe give it a chance. This is indeed trying something a little bit new. Oh, no, the oil slick sent me into the crowd, dude. It's trying something a little new. And yeah, even though it has, cars in it, and inevitably there's similarities, sorry, sir, with other racing games. It's trying something a little bit on the different side, and I think it works out really well for it, to be honest. Sir, I want you to know I did the bonus objective you asked of me, and it cost me greatly. Doing this bonus objective forced me to take some outside lines, but a little bit of creative driving down the stretch at least allowed me to secure a 5th place finish. So we accomplished our objective, and also didn't do too badly in the race. Did we get a level up? We have, okay, now we advance to the next week. You know what, let me look at the season. So there's 7 weeks to a season. Okay, so it's not like you go forever. Let's go to the garage. And, absolutely, please give me the Mud Western, which I will start driving. And then we can upgrade the engine. Can't upgrade it right now? Mechanics are already on the move? Coward. What happens if we advance then? So after week 1, we are in 6th place. Which, that hurts me a little bit, because we did have 2/3. We were like 7, 6, 3, 3, 5. How are we in 6th? That I call a little resin on this, to be honest. So it does take a while for the, like, after each week, it takes a little while for the load to go through. Ha 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 ha. I get it. But yeah, it's a really, really unique take on the racing / roguelite genre. Now, does it have the staying power of something, like Isaac or Enter the Gungeon that is, the sort of thing you could put, I don't know, 3,500 hours into? Hard to tell, But my initial gut check is no. But as you always know with me, my other initial gut check is, if you think that a $20 game needs to provide you with 3,000 hours of entertainment. Excuse me? Race with weapons. Okay, yeah. Don't even worry about it. Weapon checkpoints. If you think that you need 3,500 hours of entertainment for $20, you're kind of living in fantasy land to begin with. Yes, there are games out there that are free that you can play literally forever, but that's not really like a fair assessment. I always think about that, like, I'm like, yeah, the water that comes out of my tap, very safe to drink, and also gives me life, but that doesn't mean that, everything should be 13 cents a day. You know what I mean? Some things are disproportionately They're unfairly priced because they're a staple, I guess. So just because you got Dota 2 or League of Legends for free, that doesn't mean Bloody Rally Show should have to be free and also provide you with 750 hours of entertainment. If it could, then even better, but... So we're in a distant last place. I would probably recommend using your turbo here. Hey, can you get off the road? I'm not really trying to hurt you. I'm pretty okay as far as my... Got him. Pretty okay as far as turbo goes. Oh. Oh. Oh! That was very, very satisfying indeed. But yeah, the big takeaway from this... Fun game, way more unfair and difficult than it originally might appear due to the marketing. Come on. Not marketing, but the aesthetic, I guess. You might assume that this is kind of like a fun arcadey racer that will never lose in. No, you will probably lose. And you'll probably have a good time doing it. I overcommitted to a huge degree there. Oh, thank you for the boost, sir. And thank you for the boost yet again. Oh, that one was great, though. You got me good on that one, you son of a gun. And really, like, a legitimate driving engine on this one. Like, a legitimate, fun, heavy... Like, these feel like I'm playing Forza. In like a oh my god, in like a Group B style car, you know, like a Subaru Impreza or something like that. So we do, the pedestrian cannon shoots people, but not in the way that you probably think. And we need to hit pedestrians to recharge it. So that, mission accomplished. Kind of screwed that one up. We need to hit one more person, please. I missed! Well, that's going to keep me in a distant 8th, I think. I don't know. We got turbo. That's a big swing. That's a big swing. No! How dare you, sir? Anyway, this is Bloody Rally Show. It's a lot of fun. I hope that from seeing it today, you'll be open to checking it out in the future. It's a really cool racing game with a roguelite veneer attached to it. Again, let me reiterate, code was received for free from the developer. Thank you for that. $20 on Steam, 10% off for its opening week sale. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe. Helps me out a great deal and lets me know what you guys like. In keeping with that, click the like button if you enjoyed it. It helps a lot. For now, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time. See ya!